What's up, transpoc? My name's Ting. It's Wednesday. Welcome back. I'm not drinking today, so it's like noon. So I thought I would show you my beautiful alcohol cabinet. Something looks weird, eh? Much better. Oh yeah. This week we are talking about cultural pressure. This topic could not have come at a better time because I am going to Taiwan in about a week. I'm going to visit my family for the first time in 3 years. So for the first time since my transition, since my surgery, and since I've had my hair this short. Nothing will change once I go back. I'm not gonna come out to them. I'm not gonna ask them to use he. I'm not gonna ask them to tell their friends that I'm a boy now, or I'm not gonna educate them on trans people and trans issues. I'm just gonna go and be who I was, be their little girl and stuff like that, and which is fine by me because I don't feel the need to come out to my extended family nor my grandparents at all. My dad asked me maybe I can wear a bra. You know what? I'm not opposed to, to be a drag and, for fun and stuff, but I'm not gonna wear a bra on a daily basis after everything that I went through to not feel that. I understand where he's coming from, but even if I had gone to Taiwan before my surgery, I would have still been binding, so I still would have had a flat chest. I mean, maybe not as flat as now, but it still would be flat. My parents taught me to be polite, which I think is important for every person and every culture. They taught me to be quiet and shy and just not ask for things and not be assertive and not be like a problem to other people. It's just, you go in someone's house and you make sure that you leave no trace that you were ever there, right? So you clean up after yourself. You don't take up space. You're just polite and, I guess, invisible. I was also taught to, to conform, and I wasn't really allowed to show emotion. Obviously, my parents would kind of encourage me in school, not in an encouraging, I support you way, but encouraging, oh, you should be doing well in school. But I think that after we came here, school is just not a priority for me, and I think eventually they figured it out, and they just kind of gave up on me. So I never did really well in school. I did graduate from university, but I'm not a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, which are, if you go in those programs, in the classes of those programs, they were mostly Asian kids. And in my class, I was the only Asian kid. So I guess that really shows how, against the cultural norm that I was and still am, especially being trans. This is not something that people are educated on in Taiwan, and this is not something people know about. So even if I go back and I'm flat, they're not gonna think that I've transitioned and I'm a boy now. They're just gonna think, I don't know what they're gonna think. They're probably gonna make comments about how short my hair is and how come I don't have any boobs, and how much weight I lost. Have I not been eating enough? It's very superficial in a way, but that's how they show care. It's not about how you feel, it's about how you present to others. So I think in a way that my parents don't want me to come out to my family is that they don't want to lose face, and I'm the only person in my family that does not live in Taiwan and did not grow up in Taiwan. So I'm the outcast. I'm not sure if I grew up in Taiwan, I would still be trans, or if I would have been brave enough to come out as trans and be myself, you know, that we'll never know. I always think about that, actually. I always wonder what my life would be like if we had never left Taiwan. Again, I'm not really sure if I'm on topic, or I'm not really even sure what this topic is. Like, it's so broad and confusing, and I'm trying really hard not to mix it with the week that we talked about stereotypes. And this is a big, complicated issue, and I'm really trying to organize it in my brain. It's just hard. I'm sorry if this doesn't make sense. So I guess my issue is right now, I'm a guy, but I'm not out to all of my friends. I'm not out to all aspects of my life. I'm not out to everybody in my family. So, and I have this inner battle of trying to figure out which side I identify with the most. So my Taiwanese culture or the Canadian culture that I know best and grew up in. There are these two things that I have a big conflict with, trying to decide which one I identify with the most, or just identify with. And the problem is that I don't identify fully with either cultures, and that sucks. That sucks. I don't feel like I belong anywhere. And then these two groups, they have their own pressures. So, being Asian, you have to be really quiet. You have to be really humble, really shy, really polite. You have to be really closed. You have to follow the rules. And you have to conform to society. You have to conform to the rules. And you have to give in to the rules. And you can't really be yourself. You can't really speak out. As opposed to the Canadian side, you have the option to think for yourself, and you have the option to be outspoken. You can be your own individual person. So those two things are very conflicting and very different. And then you add in being trans, but not out to everybody. Well, I feel like I have a lot of different identities and a lot of different, not necessarily personalities, but just the way that I act. By having all these groups that I don't know how to identify with, I feel like I'm very confused with how I should present myself and how I should identify and how I should act. I mean, at the end of the day, we just all want to be ourselves, but we all also need a sense of belonging. And in order to have that, you need to identify with something, or a group, or someone, or, you know, an area or something. But I don't feel like I have that. I guess my cultural pressure, I'm confused because I'm not out to my family. I'm out to my parents. But I know that my dad is not okay with this, so I cannot be myself with him. I can be myself with my mom. With my family, I know I'm going to have a hard time. I'm feeling a lot of anxiety about going to visit my family. Even if I'm not on testosterone and my voice has not changed, my face has not really changed. It's just literally the hair and my chest. And no one is going to see me, you know, naked there. I'm not sure what the cultural pressure is, you know, like, because the gender roles are so important in Taiwan that do I act within the female gender role or should I act within the male gender role? I don't want to do either. I just want to be myself. But being myself means that I can wear tank tops and walk around topless and talk about my scars and cut my hair short. But I can't do that because I need to respect my family. I need to respect my parents. And I know a lot of people might say things like, you should be yourself, you should just come out to them. If they don't accept you, then it's their fault. But I don't see it that way because I don't want to break my grandparents' heart. I don't even think they'll understand. So there's really no point of telling them. So I need to respect them. I need to respect my parents. I've already caused them so much pain and hardship that I feel like this is the least that I can do. I wouldn't go as far as wearing bras because I don't feel like I can, and I gave away all my bras. So I mean, where am I? I'm not gonna go buy a new bra so I could wear it. Stupid. So I guess the end of the story is that the cultural pressure that I have in my family and in my culture is respect and conformity and being polite. Either if you're a man or a woman, those are the three big things, I think. And doing good in school. We all know that I'm not good at that, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna respect my parents. I'm gonna respect my family. I'm gonna respect my culture. I'm going to be polite with my family. And I will conform to most of the rules that I see fit. I know that it's gonna bring me a lot of anxiety and a lot of pain, probably, and confusion, but it's the least that I can do. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry if this video is long and like kind of everywhere and confusing. Don't forget to send us videos with the topic, and we also have a Tumblr page now. I don't know how Tumblr works, but check it out. And yeah, peace out. Hey guys, so after spending a lot of time editing this video because it was like 30 minutes long and re-watching what I had said, I realized a couple of things that I wanted to share with you guys. I know this video is already super long, but just bear with me. I just want to mention that, you know, this is my own individual case, and the way that I'm giving into my cultural pressure about respecting my family and not coming out to them is my own personal choice. I don't feel like every other Asian person should do the same thing, you know. The fact that my extended family does not live here, you know, they live on the other side of the world, it helps. You know, they're not in my everyday life, so they don't need to know about these things in my life. When I go back to Taiwan, we can kind of just pick up from where we left off, you know, 3 years ago type of thing. Over here in Canada, for like, you know, 49 weeks out of the year, I can do whatever I want. I can be myself. I can, you know, be topless. I can, you know, make YouTube videos topless, things like that. But, you know, for those 3 weeks out of the year that I'm with my parents, or that if I'm in Taiwan, I have to be a bit more conservative and be someone that I'm not completely. It's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make out of respect for my parents, and just to avoid, you know, people talking shit, and to avoid losing face, to avoid a whole bunch of negative things that doesn't necessarily have to happen, because I have my own life here and my life is not in Taiwan. So thanks for watching, and thanks for being patient with me on Wednesday. I'm sorry this video is late, but it's so complicated, and I wasn't sure if I was doing a good job. So yeah, thanks guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you.